ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ನವೀನ್ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು? ನವೀನ್ ಪಕ್ಕ EBR ರಮೇಶ್, EB ರಮೇಶ್, ರವಿಚಂದರ್.
ಲಿಂಕ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋಣ.
ಅದು ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ
ಇಲ್ಲ
ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ ಯಾರೋ ಸಮಾನ್ EB ರಮೇಶ್.
What happened was there was a biology class, okay? Just after the class there was this reproduction thing. And if you had seen his parents, they are very traditional. His father used to come with a dhoti and only a kalya and the shindi and all that. And his mother was totally hardcore in her family. Then after the reproduction, he was wondering, really, you think my parents would have done this?
ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹಲೋ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ರಪ್ಪ. ಹಲೋ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡು, ಹಲೋ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡಪ್ಪ, ಹಲೋ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ರಪ್ಪ. ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಬೇಕು ನನಗೆಲ್ಲ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಬೆಂಚ್ ಸರ್ಡ್ ಅವಳು ಅವಳು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ವಾ? ನೀನೇ ಲೈವ್ ವೆಬ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಯಾರು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ನೋಡ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಮಿತಾ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನೀನು, ನಿಮ್ ಪಕ್ಕ ಅವಳು ಅಲ್ಲ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮಮತಾ ಇದ್ಲು, ಮಮತಾ. ನೀವು 4 ಜನ ಕಿಟಾಪತಿಗಳು ನಿಮ್ ಬೆಂಚ್ ಮೇಲೆ. ಇವ್ರು ನಮ್ ಪಕ್ಕದ ಬೆಂಚ್ ಅವರು, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇರ, ನೀನೆಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದ ಇದ್ದ.
Excuse me, everyone, attention, let's get started now. Just 2 ground rules. Ground rule A, first one, please silence your phone. Please silence your phone. Number 2, if you get a phone call, things happen, events are inevitable. So,
non-evitable.
So, phone calling are Monday, please step out and answer your phone calls. And that's all. I said 2 ground rules, and those are the 2 ground rules. Telephone etiquette today. So, welcome everyone. Good morning. Now we are gathered here for a very special event. It's not just a reunion. There is something else also going on today. So for that, let's get started. Always we start with remembering God here. For that, I invite Chaitanya, who is going to sing us a song, an invocation, and followed with Anand, who is going to formally invite you all.
And attention, who wants to have tea or coffee? We have tea, coffee also. Start with Guru Stotram. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshikam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ajnana-timirandhasya jnana-anushalakaya चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन
तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। चैतन्यशाश्वतशान्तो व्योमातीतो निरञ्जनः बिन्दुनादकलातीतः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सर्वश्रुतिशिरोरत्नः विराजितपदाम्बुजः वेदान्ताम्बुजसूर्योजः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव।
Good morning, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. It's a warm and heartfelt welcome to the amazing batch of previous 1980. We have been meeting quite often, but this has been a big occasion for us. It is a privilege and real joy to see all the familiar faces here. We saw this, we were able to identify a few familiar faces, but today we are meeting because of one face which we had not much noticed. This is our dear B N Ramakrishna.
Because he was
So,
3 feet height only.
Thanks to him that we are going to have a good time today. Thank you very much, Ramakrishna, for being with us. I welcome your madam and mom also. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಬಂದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ. Yeah. So I'll just update you about a few things that we have done in the past, a brief update. So it's always a pleasure being with fellow friends who were with us together in the 80s. Today, I mean, this year, I think we have spent almost, it has been 40 more than 4 decades since we came out of the school. So, I mean, there's always a nostalgia when we think about the school building itself, the way we used to run up the stairs. On the first landing was GK ma'am's classroom, Kannada class, if you all remember. And then as you go up the first room on the right side, always invariably we used to see Anil standing out of the door before we entered our room. So, when all those laughter, the fun, the teaching we had, when our school has shaped up our personality, I would say, the close bond which we have among our friends. I mean, whoever you take, right from Bhaskar, Chavan, Deepak, that bond we have developed during those days, and that's absolutely unconditional friendship, I would say. So, this was our, sorry, way back, when was it? Bhaskar, 2012.
2012.
12 August. August 12th.
Yeah. So, thanks to our management, 2 pillars of Vidyavardhaka, that is, I'm not going to go back, sorry.
In there.
Yeah. That is really letter. These 2 pillars of our Vidyavardhaka Sangha, Mundavadi sir and Srihari sir. So we had this dream of all of us going back to school and reliving those days when we were in the school days. 2012, we formed a sort of a core team, and then we used to meet quite often. And then we took the permission of the secretary and the president of school, and they were good enough to accept. So all of us went back to school. And Ramakrishna, you missed it, I think, probably you were in Hassan. It was a real fantastic feeling
We had all the teachers with us. Teachers, VB madam missed it for different reasons. PC madam was there, NRP was there, GK madam was there, and we actually went in our school uniform. You can see that here. White shirt, green pant, and we were made to stand in the queue. Our Lingappa sir was there. Late Lingappa is no more now. He was there at that time. He blew the whistle and we had the thought for the day and we started the prayers. And it was really nice. We wanted to relive all that. We had, of course, we felicitated our teachers, GK ma'am and RG. And also the teachers of the then Sardar Patel school and we went to sat in the classroom also. That was the best part. And we had our PC ma'am take a class for us, Hindi class for us. It was so good it was. And as usual, Anil threw one paper plane on her and she was really, and she actually got very wild about it.
And he stood up on the bench.
He stood up on the bench.
But I wish there were desks like this when I was teaching, because you had lids
I
and
know.
you had transistors inside.
So it was real fun. 2012 was a big meeting and more than I think 40 to 50 people attended it.
See,
It was a big group. It was a big group. And then we had a good time.
Mamta pose nodu.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun also.
This is 2000.
I think who is this?
This is 2011.
So yeah,
And after that also we had a lot of this is what our get-togethers are meant for.
Some
need
people
to
never
enjoy
grow
the
up.
nostalgia and the bond and the friendship. Even after 30 years, it remains the same.
Some people never grow up.
So, with that, I would like to welcome all our teachers here who have not only taught us the academics, we have learned from them, but also they have sort of molded our personality and they're very they have made us, I mean, whatever we are now today is because of those people, and without them, it would have been, our journey would have been incomplete, I would say. So, thanks to them, thanks to the discipline they instilled in us, thanks to the integrance, whatever we are, we owe it to them. Welcome, Syed Ahmad is here. So, I welcome a heartfelt welcome to all my teachers here, and thank you very much for coming and being with us. And not only then, even now they continue to guide us. Group and whatever what you call midlife crisis we have, they are able to take us through it. You can always go back to them. We keep meeting once in 6 months, but it's always a small group of 8 people, 10 people, because of the people are busy in whatever profession they are, the family they are, and it's difficult to expect everyone. So I just got this book, very interesting book. This is Brody Ware. The most common regret. Is that they haven't first one was we haven't done one was they didn't spend enough time that regret in life. So when I went to the wish, it's the same for me. Whenever you get a chance, I think we should keep Chandrayana Project landed. It was a big celebrations. All of us did it, I think. Well, all of us are glued to the TV. But what happened next was interesting, and there was this. Our Prime Minister was in South Africa, I think, at that time. He flew down to Bangalore to congratulate all the people who were behind the scene working on it. And we found a big photograph in the newspaper. We are really happy. This is Ramakrishna there. So we identified him and said, if the Prime Minister can come and come, like, why not us? So that was the smallest thing, or the least thing we can do. Because he is the one who was sitting with us in the benches and he has studied with us, he has played with us, and we need to recognize him and we need to make him part of our group. Thank you, Ramakrishna. It's been a great pleasure.
Thank you so much.
It's a privilege for us to have you with us here. And this is for was asking who is this? He is our classmate again. His name is Pradeep Odair. So he has given Pradeep Odair of A section. Okay. And I have put it up because I was not able to contact him. Usually, he's really busy and he's out of the country most of the time. Sponsor of most of our meetings. He has called us for him. Okay, so we can have a get together on and off. And this is where is that? That is busy. He's in Malaysia.
Actually, we met him.
He's in Malaysia. We have met him in
he
2012.
seen him.
I didn't. My brother did.
Actually, he was
Okay, with this, I would like to again extend a warm welcome to all of you, and then hope that today you will have a very joyful day and you'll go back with a sense of pride, and then we'll enjoy the day today, and all of you will remember this event in a memorable way. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks, Anand. Lot of information. I've gotten a lot of faces. It was a good refresher on where we are and where we were and where we are. So let's get started again. At this time, I call upon Shobha and Lakshmi, please, and Sweetie. Like Anand said, we are who we are because of those who have educated us, those who have given us the culture, given us the knowledge, and given us everything that we need to be good citizens. So with that, I request Shobha and Lakshmi to felicitate Ms. Sweetie.
ಹೇಳ್ದ?
ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಪ್ಪ?
I request Ms. Sweetie to continue her knowledge sharing.
Educating us. Meow. At the outset, let's have a huge round of applause for Ramakrishna. Thank you so much. You have been such an important part of the Indian Space Research Program, and more so, you've been connected so closely with Chandrayana 3. Thank you so much. At this time, at this moment, I remember a quote from Tagore, and he says, "You can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water." I was trying to connect that, and I was thinking, we often look at the moon, whether we are a poet, whether we are a writer, whether we are a lover, whether we are a geography teacher. Whatever it is, we have looked at the moon in wonder, and we have always thought, what would it be like to be there? How wonderful to go to the moon and see how it is. I, being an athlete, also would have loved to do long jump on it. So, that is something that is really wonderful, that you have put us on the moon and you have raised the bar. And you have done something along with your team, disproving a lot of people, the naysayers, people who did not want us to succeed. So that is again a feather in your cap. Thank you so much again. Now, whenever there is a match that India plays, the finals, and we win, whether it's, I'm partial to cricket. So whenever India wins a cricket match and we win the trophy, we see the match right in the early hours of the morning with bleary eyes. Finally, we are happy and we switch off the TV. The next morning, what do? We switch on the TV again and then we go all over to see the highlights. Why do we do it? It's because these are moments which we cherish always in life. So again and again and again, that highlight, that moment that you put us on the moon keeps coming back. So let's go back. I beg the audience's indulgence, and I would like to go to that evening of August 23rd. From 3, my TV was on. The ISRO site was just there. Nothing was moving. From 3:30, then 4, 4:30, things started happening. When did the real action start?
4:20.
5, I think. And around 5, it came to life. And then there were the whole lot of scientists and technicians sitting in front of them were those huge screens, and it was the live thing that was going on in front of them, and gave us the pleasure of seeing it live too. And slowly time started ticking. I was holding my breath and I said, please, Vikram, straighten yourself, lower your speed, please land softly. I was giving instructions from here. At one point, it was a little tilted. I said, no.
That's why it landed.
And then when it landed, I said, oh God, I just didn't know how to explain myself, how to explain my feelings. We have landed, came the message from everyone in the group. And the next thing is, I asked everyone, I sent a message, why am I crying? Deepak says, I am also crying. Lakshmi said, I am also crying. Chaitanya said, I am also crying. Everybody said, I am crying. We are crying tears of joy. We are crying tears of happiness that it has been such a huge success. It was such a wonderful moment that we will relive always. And I am happy that I was alive to see that, and I will tell this, I hope, to my great-grandchildren. My grandchildren are all already old, and hopefully my granddaughter will marry soon, and I will have the pleasure of telling this to my grandchildren, great-grandchildren. So that is how it is. So
You should be prouder because one of the directors was your own student.
yes, of course. Yes. So as a geography teacher, I do love the earth, the sun, the moon, the stars. I love all the heavenly bodies a lot, but I love you all more. I love you all more because you are all such wonderful professionals. You take your profession so seriously. You're so dedicated. You're so involved in what you do. And at the same time, you also know how to enjoy life. You have kept the spirit of adventure alive with all your hobbies and all your hiking trips and all other things. And you, most important of all, you have a humane approach in you. You're not just merely doctors, scientists, and other things. You have such a humane approach in life. And for that, your alma mater and we teachers are truly proud of you. Wonderful, wonderful. You will always remain great. Thank you so much. And I leave you with just one more quote here. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. This is what Chandrayaan 3 did. Try it again and it succeeded. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lakshmi. She continues to inspire us, doesn't she?
ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಚೀಟಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ನಾವ್ ಮಾಡ್ದಾಗ ಬೈದ್ರು.
At my age, I can. At my age, I can.
You all hear that? ಅವ್ರು ಚೀಟಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಂತೆ, ನಾನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಬಿಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲಂತೆ ನಮ್ಮೂರಿಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ. So anyway.
ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡೋವಾಗ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಚೀಟಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಚೀಟಿ ಇಲ್ದೇನೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಡೀ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಒಂದ್ಸರ್ತಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ಯಾ ಚೀಟಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ?
ಈಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ನಿನ್ಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ.
And the outstanding student stood outside. The one inside is the one who is up now.
Okay, moving right along. I request Mamta and Arjuna if you could please come up to felicitate Ms. Katyani. GK, Patina.
Yes, please together.
It's become such a bad habit. USA, you call even the teachers with the first name. You don't say ma'am or anything.
ಹೌದು, ಅದೇ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್.
Hangagi, I'll say BB and GK.
This is a British legacy.
ಹಂಗೆ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು.
I'm sure. Mamta.
ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಹಾಡಾಡಿ.
Thank you. GK ma'am.
ಯಾರು ಹಾಡು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು?
ಇವರಿಬ್ರು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹೂವು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ.
Words of wisdom from you now.
Escape.
ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣನ ತಾಯಿಯವರಾದ ಮಾತೃಶ್ರೀಯವರೇ, ಮಿಕ್ಕ ಭಾಗ್ಯಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿಯವರೇ, ಮಿಕ್ಕ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಮಿತ್ರರೇ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೊಂದು ಗಾದೆ ನೆನಪಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮಣ ಮಾತಿಗಿಂತ ತೊಲಾಕೃತಿ ಲೇಸು ಅಂತ. ಮೈಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಏನು ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಇಲ್ಲ. ತುಸಾಕೃತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಚಂದ್ರಯಾನ ಉಡ್ಡಯನ, ಅದು ಲೇಸು. ಇವತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಶುಭ ಸಂದರ್ಭ. ಈರುವರು ಮಹಾತ್ಮರ ಜನ್ಮದಿನ, ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಲಾಲ್ ಬಹದ್ದೂರ್ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಶುಭ ದಿವಸದಂದು ಒಂದು ಪುಟ್ಟ ಸುಂದರ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ನೀವು ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗಿಯಾಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕರೆದಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸಂತೋಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾತು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾತು ಬರೆದಿದ್ರು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಬೋರ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹೊಸ ಚಿಗುರು ಹಳೆ ಬೇರು ಕೂಡಿರಲು ಮರ ಸೊಬಗು, ಹೊಸ ಯುಕ್ತಿ ಹಳೆ ತತ್ವದಿಂದೊಡಗೂಡೆ ಧರ್ಮ, ಋಷಿ ವಾಕ್ಯದೊಡನೆ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಕಲೆ ಮೇಳೈಸೆ ಜಸಬು ಜೀವನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಂಕುತಿಮ್ಮ. ಇವತ್ತು ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಕಲೆ ಮೇಳೈಸಿದೆ. ವಿಜ್ಞಾನದ ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಯಾಗಿ ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಸನ್ಮಾನಿಸುವುದರ ಮೂಲಕ, ಆ ಸಾಧನೆಯನ್ನು ಸನ್ಮಾನಿಸುವುದರ ಮೂಲಕ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡು ಮಿಕ್ಕ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲೆಯನ್ನ ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎರಡು ಮೇಳೈಸಿದೆ. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಒಂದು ಹಳೆ ತತ್ವವನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು ಹೊಸ ಆವಿಷ್ಕಾರ ನಡೆದಾಗ ಜೀವನಕ್ಕೆ ಯಶಸ್ಸು ಖಂಡಿತ. ಸ್ವಗೃಹೇ ಪೂಜ್ಯತೆ ಮೂರ್ಖಃ, ಸ್ವಗ್ರಾಮೇ ಪೂಜ್ಯತೆ ಪ್ರಭುಃ, ಸ್ವದೇಶೇ ಪೂಜ್ಯತೆ ರಾಜ, ವಿದ್ವಾನ್ ಸರ್ವತ್ರ ಪೂಜ್ಯತೆ. ಮೂರ್ಖನಾದವನಿಗೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಣೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮಣೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. ಪ್ರಭು ಆದವನಿಗೆ ಅವನ ಊರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜೈಕಾರ ಹಾಕಬಹುದು. ರಾಜನಿಗೆ ಅವನ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮರ್ಯಾದೆ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು. ಆದರೆ ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸನಾದವನಿಗೆ, ವಿದ್ವತ್ತಿರೋನಿಗೆ, ವಿದ್ಯೆ ಇರೋನಿಗೆ ಇಡೀ ಪ್ರಪಂಚವೇ ಅವನನ್ನ ಗೌರವಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸುಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅಂಥ ಗೌರವ ಈಗ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಿಂದ ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣನಿಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಅವನನ್ನ ಹರಿಸಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹೀಗೆ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಬೆಳೆಯಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತಷ್ಟು ಕೀರ್ತಿ ತರಲಿ ಅಂತ ಆಶಿಸ್ತಾ, ಆಶೀರ್ವದಿಸ್ತಾ, ಹರಸ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Now for the most important program of the day, I request Bhaskar to introduce Ramakrishna in new light, as if we don't know him, but all the accomplishments he has done so far leading up to the Chandrayana mission. Bhaskar.
When standard onwards.
10th onwards, clarification. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, boys and girls.
Good morning.
Good
morning.
Good morning.
Elrappa, Chandrayana ಹೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಟೈಮ್ ಇದೆ. Can I hear it once again?
Yes. Good morning, Bhaskar.
That's better. Okay, good morning. I thought I'll make this an extempore introduction, but I realized it's too much. I shouldn't take that risk. So I have prepared a small speech. You have to bear with me. I'm here basically to carry out a very difficult task. Why a difficult task? It's to introduce, or should I say reintroduce, a friend. It's the most difficult thing, I'll tell you. In the 32 years of my corporate life, I have attended a few training programs, workshops, management development programs, and whatnot. When in all this, there is a common theme that is under one of this is public speaking. And in public speaking, there is a segment which says, they generally call you on stage and say, bring your colleague, introduce him. I'll tell you, you may have moved around with a colleague for 10 years, 12 years. To speak for a minute about him is the most difficult thing. Most of us stutter. And I've attended a few programs, and in all those programs, there is something which you stumble upon. So to avoid that pitfall, I went and met Ramakrishna yesterday. I must confess that. So to gain some insights, I met Ramakrishna, I met Mrs. Veena and Mrs. Bhagilakshma and his mother. What I learned is something different, but I enjoyed papdi and kakra and had a good coffee yesterday. Deepak K joined me, yes. Okay. One of the learnings from all these corporate trainings which I have had so far, like I said, is Ramakrishna, because BN is generally my name in the group. Hard work never killed anybody. Now, why I say this, I'm sure as I progress, you people will agree with me. Ramakrishna, I will rename him as Ramki. Ramakrishna is two people. Ramki is your name from today. Ramki for short was born in October to Mr. B.K. Nasimurthy and Mrs. Bhagilakshmi. His birthday will come shortly in the group. Please watch out for that space and wish him accordingly. I don't want to announce that today. Now, he completed his basic schooling in modern English school in Sri Rampura And fortunately, he joined Sardar Patel High School. Fortunately for all of us, joined Sardar Patel High School. He cleared his 10th standard with distinction. And ours was the first batch. I think we should keep on tapping our backs for that. Ours was the first batch which gave that 100% result. So let's keep tapping our backs once again. Now, circumstances forced him to pursue a diploma in electronics and telecommunication instead of the usual PUC degree route which the others took. He completed his diploma in June 1983. June
World Cup.
India won its first cricket World Cup under popular. I'm sure that must have somewhere inspired our B N Ramakrishna also. And if you have observed the WhatsApp group, I have been uploading videos about World Cup with Ashwin and Harsha. Having completed his diploma, in all of 18, he joined the R&D department at Electromedic, a company. He also joined, later on he moved to KEC, Kirloskar Electric. Remember, most of us were still in our second year degree courses when he is already on the job. Now, when I say that, I'm sure you're all going back to 1983, 84 when you're trying to analyze where you are. Now, there is an extended outlet at that point, there is an extended lockout in Kirloskar at that point in time. And wondering about his future, he goes to one of his friend's house, doesn't know what to do. There he chanced upon an opening or an advertisement for a job in ISRO. The rest is history. Is it that easy? It's easier said than done, isn't it? Now let me continue. He started out as the technical assistant at INSAT in MCF Hassan, the master control facility at Hassan, involving in controlling of INSAT 1B, 1C and 1D satellites. Handling these complex satellites such as IRPS-3 used in remote sensing and astronomy, he developed a monitoring system for checking health of the satellites. Now this gave him further traction as he started moving up the ladder in ISRO. Gradually, he completed his engineering from Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication in New Delhi. Even as he led successful missions like TES and Cartosat series, he completed his master's in aerospace engineering, specializing in avionics from Jain University. Thank you. But how long could ISRO ignore this effort of Ramakrishna? Fortunately for all of us, ISRO and its co-organization, ISTRAC, recognizes the efforts of such employees by giving them important assignments. Needless to say, you cannot just say that I have a master's and make a claim for the next promotion. These employees have to face a rigorous interview panel and convince them of your ability to be placed or to be promoted ahead. He has many achievements to his credit, and he has been awarded for his contributions to space missions by the Astronomical Society. The most important of all these achievements is the reason for us gathering today. Ramki has been a key member and an integral part of the team involved in Mission Mangal, Chandrayaan 1, 2 and 3. Mission Mangal, I don't know who played Vidya Balan in ISRO. His experience in failure analysis of INSAT 1C and 1D, 2D helped the team ISRO in the critical analysis of Chandrayaan 2, the critical failure analysis of Chandrayaan 2, which led to the success of Chandrayaan 3. I am getting thirsty, but it looks like Ramki is not tired at all. In a casual conversation which I actually had last afternoon, he expressed his desire to write books in future and share his knowledge with the next generation. Now remember what I said, hard work never killed him. Just to peek into our school days, I can remember Ramki as a good student, modest, shy, but a team man. I know he did play a part in Coco and many other sports. When I prodded him to recollect something, nothing, he couldn't recollect anything better except for one small incident. I'll tell you that. He said he was playing, he remembered Sarla Kumari, SK. You know for what? She reprimanded him when he was playing wearing shorts near his house. And if SK had lived today, she would have been short. Most of us are in shorts in any case. Ramakrishna is married to Veena, Mrs. Veena, and has
This will be the woman behind the successful man.
and has two wonderful daughters. Ramya, the elder one, looks like she's equally studious like her father. She has completed her BE in computer science. She's completed her master's in computer science, currently in Germany with her husband. Soumya, the younger one, and the more vocal one, I understand. I am not saying this. I got this from the mother. Is a commerce graduate. She's currently doing her master's in the UK. I guess Ramakrishna set the bar and both the kids seem to almost have reached that bar. And I met the family yesterday trying to get some masala, to try and rag Ramakrishna to see what I can do here. I turned around and asked Mrs. Veena, what all, just try and tell me something. Allu director, in all sweetness, she just turned around and said nothing else. But in that, even as she spoke, I could see the mother in that, missing the children and having to bear with Ramakrishna. My regards to Mrs. Bhagyalakshmi. Nimge, Namelra Namaskara. Nam school ge Ramakrishna tan ಸೇರಿಸಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. Ramakrishna is currently designated as outstanding scientist, not student. He's designated as an outstanding scientist. He's director level. He's a director of this lab. Thank you for this opportunity to introduce and represent Ramakrishna, the guest for our day, and I wish him all the very best in the future. To end, let me just give the small word from the film Diwan. Ramakrishna एक लंबी रेस का घोड़ा निकला. I request Ramakrishna to take seat and take us on 120 to the moon.
Thank you.
Does he have a PowerPoint?
Yeah. Oh, it is there. I have to open it.
So, first of all, a big thank you for recognizing your friend and making what our team had arranged for teachers. Probably, I don't remember, but today I would like to take their blessings, and after that. As already told by Bhaskar, we were all very, a student who would shy away from anything, everything. Those days, in fact, my primary school, as he told, I studied in a modern school, which is in Shilapur, it doesn't exist now. They used to teach English lessons in Kannada. So that was the kind of education I had in my primary. And when I switched over to SPEHS, I was really had to build a complex in myself because I couldn't talk proper English at that point of time. And all my friends were, they were reading Chase, they were reading so many novels. And they used to exchange in the class, hey, today I read this chapter, how do you feel? So I was not even exposed to any of these things, and even I had not seen an English movie in the theater at that point of time. So was my situation when I joined high school. But thanks to my teachers, I really remember one or two incidents before I really take you to Chandrayana. Because this is an important occasion I thought I should share. And I should ask excuse to Didi Madam. She should not punish me today. So one of the incidents, we used to be in the class, she used to be walking around the benches, talking about geography. And sometimes, some people in the back bench, I don't know who was it.
ABCD.
Yeah, ABC. They used to be naughty as usual. And they used to spray the ink on your sari. And even I may be one of them sometime. Anyway, that was the lighter sense. Today, I hope you will not punish me. I am revealing what we did at that point of time. So we were all naughty at that time. We used to enjoy our sports, physical education. And especially Coco, I used to play a lot with many of my friends here. And I think John is missing today. Okay. So that was a very nice period when I passed out of 10th. In fact, before my final exam, N.R. Goda was our class teacher. So in the preparatory, I had done very badly. So my mother was called to the school. She came down and she told, if your son doesn't study well, he will not pass. That was then, I had a tough time at home. Getting bangings and getting beatings. Because those days we were all loving cricket so much. So front door was locked, back door we used to use and go out and play cricket in the field. That was the type of interest we had. So I had to leave everything and study very, very seriously for exam. Of course, I could get reasonably good marks. So after passing out, I really didn't know what to do because I was sleeping at my home when the results were announced. Those days, no telephone, no mobiles, nothing. So Deepak and I think Sheshadri, they both came running from the school on their cycles and they told, hey Ramakrishna, you have passed. First of all, my previous day, my dad was asking, all people have copied in the ITI, that he used to work in ITI. So Krishnarajpuram, some schools, they got a news that people have copied and they will all get good marks. Whether you will pass this exam was a question by my father. So, but anyway, the moment he gave the news, I ran and I could see myself placed in a very good point. And subsequently, I took my all whatever he said, but I was very humble and trying to work hard, trying to learn, because space is something which none of us would have studied in our college or school or anywhere. It is something entirely new thing for us, and we had to learn a lot. Actually, I became a student once again after joining this. As Bhaskar told, for every promotion, we had to read a lot, and it was like every promotion was like an interview for us, and it was very, very tough facing the experts in that area. And really, that has only made me to learn a lot and come to this level today. In that way, if you see, ISRO is one organization where it recognizes the people who have capabilities, and they give all the incentives or whatever best support they can be given. So I think with this background, let me give some insight onto Chandrayaan 3. So before I go to Chandrayaan 3, many of you might have seen the moon. Most of the days, when you go out in the sky in the evening, you will see the moon. Anybody has an idea what is the distance from Earth? Maybe geography teacher may be knowing.
No, I don't.
Okay, so it is at an average of 4 lakh kilometers, okay, from Earth. So moon is just 4 lakh. It is the nearest neighbor for Earth, and it's one of the heavenly body, I can say. It's a natural satellite of Earth. So India was trying to put a Chandrayaan 1 in 2008. In fact, 2007, sorry. So Chandrayaan 1 was a very difficult mission. In the sense, we are going for the first time to a different planet or different heavenly body, which we have not experienced earlier. And how to go, how to reach was a big challenge. This is something which I could solve at that point of time and give the results and the confidence to my management. This is the way we have to go. There were some plannings done by others, and I could really take the verification of the plan and make sure that we are going to reach the goal. Subsequently, the then chairman of ISRO, Madhavan Nair, he took a decision, he will go ahead. So subsequently, Chandrayaan 1 was launched, and I played a very key role for Chandrayaan 1 all through the mission. So Chandrayaan 1, everybody should remember that we were the people who found out water on the moon. There was a moon impact probe which was part of the Chandrayaan 1. The beauty is this moon impact probe was detached from the main satellite, and then it impacted on the moon surface. And it had some instruments which could detect the water on the moon. And that was the real, I can say, confidence to ISRO that we can do much more. So further to that, all of you know Chandrayaan 2, 2019. We went everywhere very smoothly. The last leg, where we are supposed to do soft landing, we had a problem and we lost the control. And I think every one of you might have seen the TVs. Our chairman was really upset, and Modi was also there at that point of time. And then we learned a lot from this, and we conceived Chandrayaan 3 from the lessons what we learned from Chandrayaan 2. Meanwhile, in 2013, we had a mission to Mangalyaan. So Mission Mangal was another challenging mission. The journey from Earth to Mars took 9 months for our satellite. And the distance what involved at that point of time was 220 million kilometers. And the communication, I say hello to the satellite, it takes about 22 minutes to reach the satellite. And the satellite says another hello or hi, it takes another 22 minutes to receive. So this was the kind of challenges. And being the part of the ISRAC, we were able to have a very big antenna, 32 meter in diameter, probably you cannot see when you come down there. So this was the kind of challenges which we had to come across, missions, and we have, I mean, ISRO as a whole, we work as a team, we work together, we resolve the problems. It's a real good team, what you can see at ISRO, that is our culture. And because of that, ISRO has been very successful. And one thing I want to tell all my friends here is space is really amazing. Infinite, I can say, we say Ananta. So space is something like infinite, we can discover a lot of things, a lot of learnings, how we came to this earth. Some people say we are from Mars. I really don't know. So all these discoveries are going on, and I'm sure in the coming days, India, ISRO will be able to contribute much more. Yeah, coming to Chandrayaan, this is the famous slide which I put everywhere. So you can see Modi on one corner. He was watching the landing on moon from South Africa. So we had arranged a separate feed of our live stream to Modi, our Prime Minister, and that was the point where all the people simply rose and clapped when we landed on the moon. And this is the display, probably many, I don't know how many of you have seen, but this is the most important display which we had put for public on the big screen. So you can see here, horizontal velocity 0, vertical velocity 0, then altitude 0. This is what we were expecting to happen. And the landed safely was an important green event, which finally all of us were waiting for. And we were, in fact, at that point of time, I was sitting next to my chairman, and I was giving him some commentary on to him personally, because all of us were, the kind of tension we had, what can happen, because any single component fails, we are out. So that is the kind of missions we have to handle. So I was just giving him an update on the altitude and velocities, and he was just sitting and listening. Actually, I was sitting on the edge of my chair, and my chairman told Ramakrishna, you just go back a little, relax a little. He was trying to relax me at that point of time. Because I was really worried, because the main two things were there. This landing happening on the moon, we need to track from our center. So our antennas have to track this lander and give the data. Suppose any data we lose, it becomes like what happened to the lander. So it is very, very important, even nationally, internationally, everybody was looking at it. So that was one tension I had. Another tension was whether everything will go smoothly. So at that point of time, to ensure ISRO, okay, just to give some background, ISRO always works with plan A, plan B. So that is, I think, anybody working in space domain, they always do that. I think even doctors do that. I have seen one serial in Netflix, doctors, good doctors. It's a nice serial. Yeah. So we were having another station in Australia tracking our lander, and parallelly it was also providing us the data. So that was the type of backup we tried to create for a very, very important events. So just to give some glimpse on what is moon, I have a few slides. Next one. So if I go too much mathematics, because excuse me, it will be very, very. Yeah, even I didn't understand in my high school.
That's very familiar from your class.
Yeah, see, even in high school I didn't understand. After joining ISRO only I could get maths. Okay, so just to give some idea, to give some background, Okay. So this is Earth, which you see on the left. Earth is rotating. I think all of you know this. So 24 hours a day, 24 hours a day, you get day and night. So, okay. So Earth spin axis is not straight. So it is tilted by 23.5 degrees. So because of that, I think geography ma'am used to tell Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. So these are the points which the sun touches during various seasons. And we get summer, winter because of this tilt. Otherwise, we wouldn't have got the seasons. So with respect to Earth, what is the moon? Where is the moon? So moon, if you see the orbit plane is 5.1 degree angle. And it is also again tilted, moon is rotating 6.68 degree tilt with respect to its spin axis. So just to give some example, this is how the moon goes around the earth once in 27.4 days. So why I am specifically telling this is our Vedas and our calendars, which ages we have followed, they were all following our Hindu calendar, Chaitra, Vaishakha, all this. So this is all done long ago, but now we are trying to rediscover. So this is because of the moon, what time it takes to go around the earth and what time it takes about its axis. Next slide. So this is how the Earth-Moon distance changes or varies. Because moon's orbit is again, when I say orbit, orbit is a path traced by the moon around the earth. So the moon to earth is the elliptical orbit. So because of that, the distance from earth keeps varying. So if you see maximum around 4 lakh kilometers it goes, and the minimum is around 3.6 lakhs kilometers. This is the kind of variation. You might have heard moon tides, and there is a heavy waves in the sea, high tides, low tides. So depending on the distance from Earth, these tides will occur. Okay, this is predictable. Next slide. And the moon orbit, what I said, moon is going around the Earth in 28 days. But the moon orbit plane is not really aligned with the equator of Earth. So it is having an inclination of around 23 plus minus 5 degrees. So this variation is taking around 18.6 years. That means plus 5 degree it goes and then comes down by another minus 5 degree. So that means if you take an average of 23, so it goes up to 28, close to that, and then comes down to 18 degree. Next. Because why we need to study all this before going to any planet, how it is really going around the sun or going around the earth. So here,
I remember is I did this for my daughters.
yeah, no, it's very important we know all these things when we teach to our younger children. So the sun is here. So you can see this part of the moon is lit, and you see here the full moon is visible. Here there is a new moon. So this is how actually the moon goes around the earth, and you can see a dotted line here, and this is our Chandrayana 3 orbital plane, how we have placed up on the moon. So, just to give you something, yeah.
Blue dotted line.
Yeah, blue dotted line is the orbit of Chandrayana 3, which was around 150 kilometers around the moon. Anyway, I'll give a little more detail. Just why I am showing here is, though the moon moves, the orbital plane will remain same. We call this as a inertially fixed plane. Then coming to actually our Chandrayana 3, there were two main modules. This is called propulsion module and this is the lander module. So the propulsion module job was to take the satellite from Earth orbit, going around the Earth, and then once we are in the Moon orbit, then the propulsion module and lander module will separate, and we will start the operations on using this module for landing on the Moon. So there were so many payloads. You can see Ramba. So you can see Menka in Mars orbital mission. We also named with nice names for the payload. Urvashi is not there. Okay. So this is another chase payload. This is another nice name. So this is actually Chandra's surface thermophysical experiment module. And we were trying to understand what is the ions, what type of atmosphere exists on the moon. This is Ramba. And this is the seismic activity payload, which will detect is there any earthquakes happening on the moon. This is a very sensitive instrument. And there is a rover which comes out of lander, and this